What's going on YouTube? We are back with another video in Dragon Age Origins. And in today's video we are progressing through the storyline. As you guys know, we're grinding, trying to get some experience points, level up, get our skills up so that fighting would be a little bit easier, because so far it's been kind of tough. We're just going to continue that trend. We're going to continue to try to stack our experience points, get some skills, and get our levels up. Please remember to like the video, subscribe, share, and comment. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's see, we're pretty much done here. We did pick up those quests from... Is it back already? We did pick up those quests from,
I'll do it.
those quests from, the Chantry board, so,
Don't
we
you
can go do
ever
those.
talk? You know, make polite conversation just to put people at ease.
Master Federon runs us miners hard.
Remark upon the weather before I cut off a man's head.
Never mind.
So let's see, where are the missions? Chantry, refuge. Okay, so those are missions. It's north here, out in the fields where we found those the first group of guys. Holy crap. There are a lot of wolves.
Are you joking?
Yes.
Surely you're joking.
As you wish.
Oh crap. Looking back real fast.
That's a lot of luck.
Okay. Somehow we managed to survive that. I'm not sure how, but somehow we did. Oh crap. I guess that lightning did help. I thought it might hurt more than benefit, but no, we're good. So we can get the wolf's pelt. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay, we're getting more than wolf's pelt. That's what I'm talking about. Pretty sure at some point you use that for some type of crafting, maybe not, or maybe we can just sell it, who knows. Corpse here. Oh, that's the woman. Yep, I suppose we knew she was gone. Let's see. So that's one mission. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. We got the body. Can we track the other mission? Called by some blight north of the Lothering, causing troubles for the villagers. Oh, here we go. How many? 3? This might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. We're gonna find out. Crap. I really gotta remember that it moves forward.
As you like.
Okay. Oh no!
Funny what you are. Sometimes.
And they don't automatically attack that other bear.
Done. And I'm off.
I gotta put it to where they auto attack. Ah, man. There we go. Sweet. Had to play the pawn there, but hey, I gotta put it to where they auto attack the enemy. How do I do that? Enemy nearest visible. So, disable tactics. Let me disable tactics and see if that, because they might only do like what's assigned there, and I kind of want them to do something else. But oh, let's see what happened there. Didn't see that there. All right, so we got 2 of the missions done. Now we got to get our, got to get that loot. You know what I'm talking about? All right, let's head back. What's over there? Spiders? What the heck? We don't have a mission for spiders, do we? Might have to check out the Chantry board. Might have a mission for spiders or whatnot. But we're not going to do the mission unless we get some type of benefit for it. So we're going to leave those guys there. Two missions. I'm almost level 72. It's been a while. I shouldn't have left you. Dollar new means step 2. I don't know why, but I keep getting congested. It's messing with me.
The path of righteousness is full of hardship.
Are you gonna say the same thing?
Maker smiles upon its travelers. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath. All was silent in prayer and thanks.
Okay. Items received? What items that were received, really? Looks like we got some type of longsword, okay. Still don't have a robe yet, though. Remember, we took that robe off, and I've been trying to get a better robe ever since, but... wait, did we complete those missions?
All right.
No quests available at this time. You just qualify. Oh, I got to level up, baby. Just qualify for a specialization, a customized form of a character's base class. Each offers a unique set of advanced talents and benefits. Characters may have up to 2 specializations, with the first becoming available at 7, second becoming available at 14. But first, you'll need to find a trainer. Okay. I wonder why I keep leveling up and those guys aren't leveling up yet. Found a specialization trainer. Oh, there we go. Using mage staff to gain price level 10 for arcane mastery. I think that's pretty much that's not the one we were doing, right? Grease. The caster summons a grease slick that slows anyone who walks on it, as well as causing them to slip unless they pass a physical resistance check. Friendly fire possible. Bonus to mana regeneration. Spell power. Pretty sure that's all we need, actually. Grants the opponents to. I mean, I guess I could do rock. I guess I could do rock armor. I'm not entirely sure that. I'm not convinced rock armor is going to help me here, but hostile spell. Fade, draining mana instead. Mana drain. Walking bomb. Weakness. Sustain. I mean, they got some, but I really just need like the first level ability, you know? I mean, I could do granting a bonus to attack. Creation, activated. You know? Sure, let's go with rock armor. Why not? Can we, like, take away? You can't take away points. So once we go there, we go there. I mean, we still got levels to get, and I don't necessarily have to keep the rock armor. So we'll use it for the time being. Sure. Willpower dumb low now. So be it. I still didn't get an upgrade to... I didn't get an upgrade to this right here, though. How do I get an upgrade here? Skills. I got a requires level 4, requires level 7. Huh, how do I get an upgrade here though? Yeah. I don't know. Anyhow, so we need to see a specialization guy, I guess. We gotta go to the town of what's called. Anyway, I didn't get poisons or anything. Get the journal right quick. Poisonous, yeah. Let's place poisonous traps. Somebody's farm. He asks you to create a suitable poison farm. 3 flasks of venom should do the trick. Yeah, I don't have 3 flasks. And I don't craft poison yet either. So I'm not entirely sure where I would go with this here. And he's the only like trader that I know of in town. So I'm guessing that mission is dead for the most part, yeah? Guessing that mission is dead for the most part. Can't really do anything about it, yeah? Alright, first of all, let's save. I think we're done here. I don't see any more missions on the map. There's no missions on the board. There are those spiders over there, but I mean, I don't see any point in going over there. And those spiders are probably going to kill us, I'm not going to lie. Once they spit that web, it's pretty much over at that point.
Allow me.
Yeah.
I could do that for
Say
you.
less. Dagger. So I'm not entirely sure how to travel. I guess we just gotta walk out of here, right?
Leave us! Someone help us!
Oh shit.
And I'm off.
Go.
Can y'all focus, please? And y'all just still doing what y'all, whatever y'all want to do, huh? Oh. Trying to get away here. We heal first. Heal myself. Get my magic back.
All right.
Cool.
As you wish.
Heal. Pretty much all we can do for right now.
It shall be as you say.
As you wish. Going.
Something with those guys, they just resist my magic so easily.
Huh.
Blood mage. Sealed letter?
And I'm off. Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged.
Just how blast exactly? You're welcome.
The name's Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous.
Going on, my boy?
Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
Thought you want to try to avoid Grey Warden, but you're going to come along.
Grey Wardens? My, that does rather explain a lot. No offence, but I suspect there's more excitement on your path than my boy and I can handle. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Trying to figure this much. Small carved statue that I can do nothing with. That's cool. That's cool.
Huh.
Dark Clone Longbow. Silver Route. Requires reinforcement. A small vial that contains the dark business liquid. I can't turn it in, can I? Nope. Oh. Yep. Alright, so where are we going, boys? Again, became known as a hero when this man finally drove the forces of the Legion Empire out of Ferelden after more than 80 years of occupancy. Are we finally at camp?
Bad dreams, huh?
Oh, it must have been something I ate.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do.
Why would you want to be a Grey Warden again now?
This is really a blight.
You want to talk to the enemy? Are these streams going to happen a lot? Why didn't Duncan just tell everyone?
He did. He said he felt the Archdemon's presence. Everyone just assumed he was guessing. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too.
I'm not frightened.
I screamed like a little girl. Duncan said he thought I had someone in my room. Not embarrassing at all. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
New question in the chat, man. What? Party camp. All of your party's injuries are healed when you return to camp. Each party member can be found somewhere in the camp, making it an ideal location to hand out new equipment, give gifts, or talk. Alright, so let's go to Alistair first. Let's go to Herschel.
Oh, why, you little...
What? What? Did you just jump at the sight of your own shadow again?
Me harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
That's hardly any blood drawn. Still, he shouldn't have. It was just a warning. He could have taken a hand off. Good boy. Teach that silly Alistair a lesson. Well, he is a war dog.
Don't you think I don't know it? Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
It's okay, boy. It's okay,
I once
boy.
heard a really old legend.
And here you are,
about
still
how
messing with him,
warriors in
Alistair.
the days
You're
of
still
old
messing with him.
tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
If you had it and didn't know it, it was probably... I've never fed you another human... I've never fed you another human being.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
You tell him. You tell him, Herschel. So, are you going to show up again,
Look
Herschel?
at what your fool dog placed in my pack. A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables.
It's the thought that counts. He means well. Can't be sneakier than what normally goes into them. I think he thinks you need more meat on your bones. Why doesn't he share his food with me? It's the thought that counts.
Dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
It was a gift. You can't just throw it away like that.
I just did. I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
You're a mean lady. I think you hurt his feelings.
Oh, he's just trying to be manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
She caught on, boy. She caught on, boy. The jig's up. Alright, we gonna talk to Allison.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan? I'll let you ask you something.
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
I just thought you might need to talk. That doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss. He was like a father to you, I understand. Good, I don't want you falling apart. I mean, I guess I have to, like, have these conversations, huh? I don't really want to, but I guess I kind of have to have these conversations, huh? He was like a father to you, I understand. I just thought you
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry.
That's the news. Yes, well, let's forget about it. There's no need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
What about the other Grey Wardens? He had you. That's an excellent idea.
I don't know. I have no idea what the Grey Wardens do for their... when they fall in battle. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
I've lost enough to know what you're going through. No, not really. Not since I went to the tower.
That must have felt a lot like when I got sent to the Chantry. You mages don't even get a say in the matter, after all. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Anytime, Alistair. Maybe I'll go to High Over with you when you go. He was a friend of mine, too. Yeah, well, just don't tell anyone. Anytime, Alistair. Okay. Increasing the friendship.
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you
Ask
something.
away.
What kind of Templar do exactly?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar
We know
is,
that.
of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So couldn't others learn these talents?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
Yep. That's horrible. I can't believe they would do that. Sounds like an excellent method of control.
You think so, huh? You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templar's talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
This proves I lost everything I just said. So conversations do matter. That's good to know. Yeah, so we just lost a lot with Alistair.
What do you need?
Is there anything else I can ask him?
Ask away.
Tell me about the group.
I suppose I could. But I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word.
Oh, you don't think this is important?
Of course I do. It's just... I don't think you necessarily need Templar secrets to defeat the Darkspawn. Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
Okay.
What do you need? Ask away.
Tell me about the Grey Warden. So how did you become a Grey Warden? So you said the... tell me about the Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Where are the nearest Grey Wardens from here? Is there a headquarters somewhere? So what happens now that there's just two of us? We would need to restore. What would happen if we're... Yeah.
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
Okay. So what happens now that there's just two of us? What would happen if we just left?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Is there a headquarters somewhere?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfelds, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
Alright,
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually.
so is Duncan the only one here
Though
in
who
Denerim?
knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us. About the Grey Wardens, anyhow.
Want to know about what leaving?
Fair enough. What do you need? Ask away.
I don't think so how did you become a
Same
Grey
way
Warden?
you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
I mean, before that.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
You think this is better than being a Templar? Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
No. He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Okay, got one back. So, but essentially, what? I don't know. Minus? We're in the negative there. How about that?
Yes?
I think you should go. I think you should leave.
Well, here I am.
This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real.
Tell me about
And there
it.
was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything.
You couldn't find a
And
whole
when
lot
the
of there.
storm swallowed the
tunnel out
last
there,
of the
huh?
sun's light,
Okay.
I fell, and the darkness drew me in.
Oh, keep going. I was all into it. It drew you in. What happened then? What then? So it's just a dream. What's this? A vision? You dreamed of the Blight.
When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty.
Facts.
Have faith.
Have faith. That's just wishful thinking, and this made you want to help me. I don't need. Did you hear voices?
No, not voices. It's not so simple. He spoke directly to my soul, in a language no human tongue can express. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the Blight devours everything?
Blight is the Maker's punishment. Will you defy him?
I don't know. He made this world, he could destroy it, but there is so much worth saving. You're such a pessimist.
Wow. So you hate me for questioning?
Yes.
I mean, I'm just asking questions here.
Well, here I am. Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect.
I thought he didn't
Some
speak
of
in
my
human
chantry
language.
fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
This one.
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
Oh, wow. What is... Okay, let me... this is nobody, real world person's religion, so let me just say, wow. How self-righteous can you be? Don't really want the Maker looking in on me anyway. Well, what did you say then? I prefer your ideals to the chantry ideals. What did you say to him?
What can I say to them? What they believe is what the chantry says, and the chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
Well, I'm
Yes?
just like not having a good time talking
Well?
to these guys.
Here I am. What is meant by someone like me?
Just don't seem to belong in there. You know, a beautiful, charming woman like yourself. Sanctimonious, preachy, like all the other. They don't teach you how to fight, do they?
Did you think I was always a cloistered sister? The chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
Affirmed? And why were you seeking safe harbor? So your skills were learned
I was a
before,
traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs
that?
were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Jeez, don't. Wow. All 3 disapprovals.
Yes?
I think you can really only talk to him like 3 times.
Well,
per
Here
trip.
I am. Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Learning stories from Orlais. Do you know any Ferelden legends? That was another story I wanted to hear.
Which one?
I thought of it just now.
Andraste was the Maker's chosen. The Maker had long since abandoned the world when the sound of her singing turned his ear. Beauty, grace, and wisdom enraptured him, and he offered to take her from this flawed world to become his divine bride. But Andraste had an earthly husband and would not forsake him. Instead, she beseeched the Maker to return to his people once more. So earnest was her plea that the Maker was moved and promised that he would create a paradise on earth if all abandoned their false gods and turned once more to him. And this is why Andraste began her exalted march on the idolaters of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker granted her his powers with which to smite her enemies. Andraste brought the Imperium to its knees, and her victories converted many to the worship of the Maker.
When Andraste
Alas,
die.
it was the frailties of men that betrayed and killed Andraste. Her earthly husband, Maferath, a chieftain of the Alamari tribes himself, grew jealous as his wife's popularity and influence overshadowed his own. She was also revered as the Maker's betrothed, and Maferath began to see their own bond waning in significance as Andraste became ever more devoted to the Maker. Out of envy and spite, Maferath made a pact with the Archon Hysarian of Tevinter, allowing his beloved Andraste to be ambushed and captured. Andraste was burned at the stake in Minrathous, the capital of Tevinter.
Why did the Maker not save her? I'm not gonna say that because I'm trying to improve relations here. Crap, man. But I do want to know about this one as
The
well.
Tevinter Chantry claims that in Andraste's last moments, Hessarian's heart softened, and he heard the voice of the Maker telling him to end her suffering. He plunged his sword into her heart, and as her blood washed over his hands, he became one of the faithful. Dissenters said that the Archon only converted because he could not stem the tide of Andraste's cult, and was forced to do so to stay in power. We will never know for sure.
Huh.
I have heard a little about how the elves gained their freedom
about the
from the
Danish.
Tevinter Imperium. When Andraste began her exalted march against the Imperium, the elves joined her cause to fight their masters. The great elven leader, Shatan, born in captivity, rose up to lead his people. He foresaw a future where the elves were free. Shatan was killed when Andraste was betrayed, but the elves continued to fight, eventually breaking free of the Imperium. The elves claimed the Dales in the south and settled there in a land of their own.
It didn't last.
The elves lived in the Dales for centuries. They resurrected the worship of the elven gods and would allow the building of no chantry. This angered the chantry, and the hostility between the two factions finally broke out in open war. The chantry says the elves struck first, but I do not know whether to believe it. The chantry declared a wholly exalted march against the elves, named for Andraste's similar march against Tevinter. During the exalted march of the Dales, the elven cities were sacked, and the elven state completely dissolved. Some of the elves bitterly accepted their fates and surrendered to human rule,
They helped them, and
living
then they
in the
turned on
human
them.
cities as
You see,
second-class
man,
citizens.
you just can't trust people.
But others, still fiercely proud of their heritage, refused to bow to the humans, and instead became homeless wanderers. There were the elves of the Dales, the Dalish.
Okay. Well, I got some of that back. Looks like whenever I make a... What? I thought those guys weren't coming. The heck? Yep, they're still here. Okay.
Why are we
Stand.
stopping?
I think we should talk for a minute. We're working together. I think I should get to know you.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
I need to know if I can trust you at my back.
I am Kunari. I have given my word to aid you. We are not people of idle promises.
We should get moving. You said you were in the army.
No.
Never mind. Let's keep moving. No, why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Never mind. You said you were in the army. Oh, you're alright. You a little hostile, aren't we?
Many humans have said that to me. I do not understand it. If I were indeed hostile, you would be bleeding.
So this is you being calm and helpful.
Couldn't you tell?
Okay then. All right. You said you were in the army.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
Fighting that guy would be difficult. We gave him all tier 3 gear. Let's get moving. You said you were in the army.
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, human.
So you know your way around the battlefield then.
My people have been at war since the moment we set foot in the Northern Islands.
Naturally, the natives didn't want to give up their land. Have you tried diplomacy?
Words fail when your opponent's native language is deceit. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
What's your hurry?
What a strange language you speak. You say hurry where I would say duty.
I see his point.
As you wish.
I mean, he made a good point. No need to complicate it. You talk to Morrigan. Trying to put a baby in her.
What do you wish of me?
Trying to get that baby making music. I was gonna start, but let's not even start. Let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. I'd like to ask you something. I'd like to discuss something personal.
If you must.
Why did you become a shape?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
That does sound like something you do.
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Can you change into other human forms as well? Can anyone become it? Yep, we know that. Do you spend a lot of time as an animal? I don't know if I want to become a shape changer, though. I don't think I do. I've never heard of magic like that before.
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess. Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. Indeed, you could learn the spells required if I cared to teach you. There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
Animals think of you when you're changed.
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask. No, 'tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could. But as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
Okay. By practices, you mean apostates. The century simply seeks to protect us from danger. Isn't that sort of magic open to abuse?
I'm shocked that you think so. Being a mage of the circle as you were. But perhaps you felt a little like a caged bird as well, caught within that dark tower.
If I did, I wouldn't tell you. Very much
I
so.
thought so. Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I think your abilities sound quite useful. It does seem a little revolting, maybe tied to a flagpole and tickled. That would just make you angry, I think, at the very least. Maybe tied to a flagpole and tickled.
I wouldn't advise it. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Threw a little joke in there. She's not used to somebody throwing jokes at her, you know, like, yeah, hi, you know, a little shoulder check. All right, I think we got some
What do you
more
wish of
conversations,
me?
right? Something
We are in
personal?
camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Why are you still here?
I am here because Flemeth commanded me to aid you. Why? Do you wish me to leave? I can do so if you prefer.
No, I don't want you to leave.
Then I assume our discussion ends here.
I was just trying
What
to
do you
have a
wish of me?
conversation, man.
If you must.
Can I somehow screw up it? Okay, let's see if we can salvage this a little bit. I kind of want to ask this.
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
I know the old brat human.
Oh, she certainly was human. Once. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I didn't even know there was such a thing. I've heard a little of it. I'm more interested in the tale. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Ah, I see. That does explain much. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Alright, make it quick. And the point would be...
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her. Many centuries before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the Bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conobar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
Sounds like a fair deal. Okay.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
But wasn't she now married to a wealthier man?
That was not the point. Conobar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Wait, which? She never invaded, or he never defeated?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Do you believe her version? How is it that Flemeth has survived for so long? The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters. Aren't abominations usually insane horrors? Aren't abominations usually an interesting story?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her. You ask if I have sisters? I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Do you believe her version? How did Flemeth has survived for so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her. Flemeth tells it with
Interesting
far
story
more
indeed.
embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
I love her. What else do you want to know? There's nothing really to say about her.
Nothing. I wish to know nothing more. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
Alright, so we're doing good with Morgan, you know? Everybody else hates us, but Morgan's
What do you
cool.
wish of me?
Let's go with something.
If you must.
Since you grew up in the corner, have you ever been haunted by the Chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
And you are cute when you're evasive. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Of course I don't. 'Tis no matter. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
You found it fun? You really had no trouble with him? I feel sorry.
I am unsure. I was too young to understand, and perhaps 'twas bravado on Flemeth's part, or perhaps she was merely amused. I will never know. Flemeth would warn them, once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Flemeth used you as bait. Did you actually kill them all? Surely more would have followed.
Me? No, I never did any of the killing, until later. And even then, Flemeth was a glutton for that sort of thing. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Don't you regret hurting any of those men? What exactly is an apostate? They probably thought you were dangerous with good reason. Do you still think that was fun? They got what they deserved.
Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates. And apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
Meaning what? We'll fight you to the end. Have you no responsibility? Circle's not quite what you picture. I agree completely. If you say so.
An interesting answer for a mage. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
I thought it was
What do
one
you
more
wish of
person
me?
actually.
If you must.
Yeah, Canary Ross.
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
I'm curious what's wrong with that. Fine, I will leave you be. It's my favorite. You can probe me anytime.
Beg pardon then while I jump for joy. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me
can
than
ask me
Flemeth's tales of
questions
the world of
anytime.
man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
But you kept going back to the wilds.
Would you not do the same? Your world is an unforgiving and cold place. The wilds I hail from is home to me, and I a natural denizen. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Very daring, that sounds like you.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds,
Oh, she's
and that by a
defensive.
chastened who happened to be traveling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language.
Made her laugh, boys.
Most assumed
We
he
made
was
her laugh,
casting some
boys.
curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
I was quick thinking, what happened to the poor man? I'm supposed to be surprised you're a good life.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
Like a handshake. Touching like a handshake?
To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
You can go back if you like. I guess this joke's on you then. Well, I'm glad it worked out this way at least.
Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat and the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
Alright. So Morgan, it was all plus, you know. You gotta know how to talk to the ladies except for the religious zealots. Anyway, so let's go over here and talk to the
It's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennick, at your service once again.
So Bodan.
I saw your camp and thought to myself, what safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Warden? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
You're free to stay. Just mind yourselves. Let me see your wares. Have you been following us? What are you selling exactly?
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me. You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
So what's your story? I don't really care to hear about these guys' story. Have you heard any rumors? That would be interesting to me.
I hear that Tyr Logain, the regent, is calling for new levies of troops. He wants to rebuild the army we lost at Astagar. Thing is, there's not a lot of spare men to be found. Out of Dragon's Peak, there's press gangs roaming around, grabbing any free man they can lay their hands on. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Let's see. We got some more money, which I don't know exactly where. It's a mystery. Concentrator agent. Trap trigger, flask, tome of arcane technique. Tome researched by the Imperial Chantry, a venture offshoot of the Andrastian religion that no longer persecutes magic users. The book grants insight into the Fade, increasing the reader's knowledge of spells. This tome gives the reader 1 point to spend on a talent or spell, but is rendered useless afterwards. Oh wow, that's like expensive as crap. I won't be getting that anytime soon. Dragon Bone. What? Oh, that's crazy dumb expensive. Well, definitely won't be getting that anytime soon. But he got some crap. Oh, he got some crap. This one here. Oh, this one here. Do you have any robes or anything, my guy? 6 attack, 6 armor. Is that a ring? Oh, a collar. Constitution. I can buy that one. Oh wait, we need to sell first. Increase these. Decrease the movement speed and attack speed. This is Ichor can sometimes be found in the hearts of horses that have been possessed by demons, and it's naturally both thick and black. In the right hands, it can be made into a very potent poison. I kind of don't want to get rid of any of this until like this stuff right here is what I can sell. Let's keep the axe because I suppose we should probably upgrade our guys first before we make sure our guys are good, you know. Oath Keeper. So this is not a long sword, right? Yeah, this is a long sword. Okay. So this sword is better. Okay. Small shield. Fires 22 strength, which apparently you don't have. 1.5, 188, 1.5, 188, blah. Okay. Best shield you're gonna find there. He doesn't have a helmet. So I guess, I mean, better than nothing. Better than nothing. Iron ring. It's a gift. Small carved statue. Run similar when drastic. That's a gift. We can give that to what's his names. Of a robed woman. Gifts can be sold to a merchant or given to certain party members to influence their approval rating. Small carved statuette. A small carbon of a robed woman. Tribal necklace. Some beach teeth and bones. I think we kind of got a gift for everyone, pretty much. We don't have a gift for. It maintains a chill. Which appears to absorb. Optimal servant is by when exposed to flesh and its courage, but likely inevitable. Golden size 490. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to get rid of any of that, but we kind of. Yeah, okay. We don't have any archers. And the axe is the only thing, I guess. What weapon are you using? 8, 100, 2, 3. One-handed steel dagger. Guess we can check on Liliana's weapon. Dagger. It's the same. Oh wait, do we have a? Oh yeah, we can give her a bow now. I kind of want a dagger though for her. I feel like the dagger is kind of. You know, feel like the dagger's the way to go there. Let's see. Ray, how do we want to play here? How do we want to play here? No, we'll do 2 sets. We'll do one with a dagger. For her, we'll do 2 sets. We'll do one with a dagger and one with a longbow. How about that? So let's go to her second set. $480. It's like this one's just a little bit better. It's -1 dexterity. Huh? And that we don't want. So be it. Fire arrow. It's crazy how you can't like equip more arrows stuff, you know. So we just keep the arrows, but sell everything else there. Don't need a shield. And that's pretty much everything. Morgan and what about Herschel? I don't have anything for you, boy. I don't think. I don't think I have it. Yeah, I thought I had picked something up, but all non-plot items. Plot items. Yeah, I thought I had picked some up for him, but maybe not. Greenstone, blank volume. We were gonna give him this, right? Bar collar, 2+2 Constitution. For Alistair, we were going to give him the cards.
I could get used to this, you know.
Okay. Then we were going to give him the tribal necklace.
Unexpected. Thank you.
Leilani, we were going to give her the... Similar with Justy.
That's a wonderful thought.
Okay.
I don't know what to say.
And what about you? Would you like this?
A fine gift.
Okay.
You have my thanks.
All right. So at the end of the day, we came out on top. We increased ever so slightly with the other 3, but Morgan, we really increased our friendship. So yeah, that's pretty dope. So let me just sell this stuff here.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Let me see your wares,
I'm sure
buddy.
you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And
We really
with
have
your
nothing to sell.
discount.
Acid flash. So we want to get rid of Stone longbow. Grey Warden sword. Dagger. Axe. Keeping that. Get rid of that. Small shield. That. A trenchy rope. That. Clothing. That. Iron ring. I think I need that for like crafting, so we won't get rid of that. Okay, so cleared up a little space there. So let me see here. What can we purchase? We got 7 gold, silver, bronze. I'm guessing gold, silver, bronze. All right. Anything we need here? You got a rope, my guy. No, you don't. No robe. Okay. Currently have 2+2 Constitution. Health regeneration while exploring. Spell resistance to dodge attacks. Cancel avoid missile. This spell ward is looking really dope. Crap is. Oh, I can't buy that. No wonder why it looks dope. Increases monetary gain. Huh. Ember, fire damage, code. Got a couple of runes. Equip lightning rune. Golden rope necklace. Manual. Okay. A is an abomination in the Templars alphabet, a book that explains what Templars do and how they do it. Okay. We get another backpack, increase our capacity by 10. That's kind of the most important, I feel like. We don't have a place to like store things, so gonna be broke after this though. Gonna be dumb broke, bro. I say go for it. And maybe get 1 potion? No, can't even get that. We can get a couple of lesser potions. Dumb bird, bro. Get what we can. Injury kit. That's what we really need right there. See if there's anything we can sell here. I mean, we can sell this. We can get a couple of injury kits, but kind of want to keep this. You know? Tis what it is. What about this? Enchantment? I don't really need an enchantment.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was he now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
Well, what the heck is this savant? I want some enchantments done. What do enchantments do? I like to see what other gifts you have.
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
Sure.
Enchantment!
By Alistair. Fire damage, electricity damage. Let's go with fire. Star run. You want to do one at a time? Okay. Quest completed. I completed the quest. What quest was that? So I guess that was the only
Enchantment?
enchantment I could do.
Oh, certainly. I could do that for you. Just come with me.
Okay, yeah, that's him. Okay, so let's use that book bag. Increase our inventory. Oh, it automatically did. Okay, so we got some more inventory slots. All right, so I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. We're going to get back on the road here in the next episode. I just wanted to get everything going here, so I will see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please remember to like the video, subscribe, share, and comment. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.